Alright, welcome everybody to another late night stream, and it's UBOAT again. So, we are continuing my long-term playthrough. In this wonderful open world Second World War submarine simulation. So we slip into the role of a German submarine commander, and this game gives us the opportunity to experience the whole playthrough through the war in a pretty realistic open world. And you see, we are already 4 years into the war. Top left of the screen, it's late September 43, and we started the campaign at the very eve of the Second World War in September 39, just on the eve of the raid on Poland, which was actually the initial act that started the war. Welcome. I'm streaming on Twitch again, and I am also later gonna upload the stream towards YouTube, so I'm looking forward to have, as usual, some nice chat with you guys from Twitch, and glad also to have some visitors from YouTube watching the stream. So I would love to do the streaming live also in parallel to YouTube, but I had quite some problems there. So seems to be that my Streamlabs desktop software actually has some trouble doing the parallel streaming. And so I do it like that. So everybody on YouTube, please excuse me and understand that I don't cut the video. Just don't have the time for that. But so let's dive into the game. Or well, front up, let's give you a little bit of an overview where we are. It's the Mediterranean meanwhile. So a while ago I actually did the passage through Gibraltar, and now I am following this mission set of the Battle of the Mediterranean. And we are not bad. We already have sunk 43,000 tons of the 50,000 that we need to reach the first level. And my mid-term, or well, in the scope of this enormous game, you could even call it maybe a short-term goal, to reach that second level, get the boat upgrade, and then within my ongoing campaign upgrade to the Type 9. That's actually the plan. So, Mediterranean, and we are just, there we are. Eyes on the smoke column on the horizon. So we were following this contact here, doing frequent hydrophone checks, so I could actually follow and extrapolate their position. And then we put ourselves right in front of that. It's not a convoy, it's a ship, single ship, and there we are. So, Captain, if you were so kind, getting to the bridge. Okay, there is that's the nice thing, that since the last update we also have external storage, and at the moment torpedoes from the external storage are being moved to the internal storage. which seems to be taking quite a while. Yeah, it seems to take ages to get the torpedo from the external position to the internal. Can we do that transfer in parallel for a second one? Yeah, maybe. Seems to be working. So, Captain, please give us eyes on the target. There it is. Still pretty far away. I have reduced speed now to cruise speed. And let's see how long it will take to actually get the torpedoes in place. I wonder if I could just stop that action. I mean, they are opening hatches and things. And even if the torpedo loading is not quite finished yet and I want to stop it to get diving, would it be a problem? I am curious on that. So let's give it a save here. New stream, new save. W415. So, by the way, I am playing with maximum difficulty level, almost maximum difficulty level, something like 96 or 98%. And I have one mod installed, which is the Deep Leaks mod, which I very much like. And it seems to work perfectly, even after the update. At least on this one here it works. And I even tried it on the Type 9 and it worked there as well. The other mod that I would love to install again would be the Device Energy Management mod. But there I don't dare, because it looks like nobody has updated it. And it seems to be pretty complex, so I'm afraid that it would crash the game after the update. For the Deep Leaks mod there was also no report that somebody actually did something about the mod, but yeah, it works. And community signals also were pretty fast, that people were expecting that it would work. That moving of the torpedo, that takes so long. probably they are not finished until we reach that target. Let's reduce speed to give us a little bit more time to get the loading of the torpedoes done. From external to internal. Yeah, I think the graphics could be a little bit nicer. You don't see anything, no open edges, no torpedoes being transferred. So that's a bit underwhelming in comparison to all the other graphics. But I hope that they are delivering something with one or the other later update. Might become tricky. You don't really change any much change. You don't really see any much change. We could even stop. Yeah, we could go for just loading. But they're full, the batteries are full actually. What about the bilge? Let's take a look. Yeah, it's worthwhile to turn on the pump for a minute. And now let's do a little bit of a time acceleration. Oh, wow. Now we have it. Okay, sorry guys. That's completely not underwhelming. That's pretty great. That's pretty great to see. Nice. Nice. And now imagine you have this large, bulky, heavy torpedo and you have to handle it on that moving, slippery deck. Yeah, nice. I like that. I'm not gonna make it until we get too close to that guy and being spotted. I'm getting nervous. I'm really getting nervous. But if we're lucky, it's just an unarmed transport, just an unarmed merchantman, and we could just stay on the surface. Yeah. Yeah, it should be alright to approach that guy on the surface and see if we can force him to strike colors, even without a fight.
Alarm! Handelsschiff in Sicht. Heilung 350 Grad.
In der Lage ist.
Yeah, guys, come on, relax. You can step away from battle stations. Okay, this one is almost loaded. Yeah, this is an unarmed trader, is it? I think it's one of these. This one, or this one, or this one. That's definitely no Liberty. Probably also not this one, so it's this one or that one. Not quite clear to say at the moment, but definitely unarmed, which is good. Okay. First torpedo loaded, obviously. And second one. Okay, that seems to be a bit buggy when you load two at the same time. The graphics is not 100% okay, but come on. So I think it's time to go for the guy. Yeah, they must have spotted us by now. Let's see what the reaction actually is. Could I figure out which one it is? This one or that one? Not easy to say on that angle. I guess would be this one actually. Cannot yet figure out its nationality. Velocity is most probably 8 at maximum. And give the angle on both some guess. Something like that. And we could even try to figure out the distance roughly.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 4, 4, 6, 3 Meter. Winkel 5, 0, Bug links. Gegnerfahrt 8 Knoten.
Yeah, not yet quite sure which one it is.
Langsame Fahrt vor. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Oh, that's so slow. Okay, do they?
Konzentriert euch auf eure Aufgaben.
Okay, so I think it is this one, is it? Yeah.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 2, 3, 8, 8 Meter. Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Wow, and they are still working on the torpedo loading. Come on, guys. Could you please go flank? Hey! Hi, Holiday Punch. Nice to have you in. How are you doing? To be honest, I don't quite understand your remark. Yeah, how are you? How was your week? Hi, Kiwi. Nice to have you in. Yeah, a bit of a hardcore gamer, you could call it like that. At least I'm playing on pretty high difficulty level. And yeah, I'm doing that complete playthrough, so I've been doing this for 4 years in game, and in real life actually this campaign is going on since a year or something, so I'm streaming, stream by stream, sharing just anything with you guys. And yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't, well, probably I am a hardcore gamer, maybe, yeah. It is almost full realism settings that I have. Like, if we look at, let me see the settings. So the only thing that I don't have on full difficulty level is Let me see, where do we have it? Here, the damage difficulty. This is the only thing that I put to medium, and even the programmers, even the developers recommend to put it to medium because the other level might be too hard. Yeah, well, I mean, probably it's not the brain limiting, but it's more like the question whether you like it or not. I mean, if you really want to load this upon you, or if you want to have a more relaxed gameplay, right? I do have a bit of experience in the game, actually, yeah. Oh shit. It says there was a network error, but it looks like you're still online. Could you please, Kiwi and Holiday Punch, give me a brief feedback if you still see the stream? I just had a weird message here. Okay, very good. Hey, how's Norman? Nice to have you in. Thanks for participating in the chat. I appreciate that very... Oh, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow very much. That's very much appreciated. I did play the Silent Hunter games, yeah. Quite a while. I did play the... what was the last one? Was it Silent Hunter 5? I actually abandoned it when this game here came out. And that last Silent Hunter, it was weird in the beginning, but if you installed the right combination of mods, it was pretty good fun. Yes, I have tried skipper mode. I also have some video on that one, also on YouTube. I did it for a mission or two, and I decided that it's nice, but it's so much of a challenge, and particularly for streaming. I thought that for streaming it's not so very good because it completely lacks the overview. Might be kind of, yeah, the overkill for the watchers. And yeah, pretty tricky also for the player. So this is why I tried it. I like the concept. I very much love the first person view. It's so atmospheric. But to play it completely in the skipper mode, it's, yeah, a bit too much for me. Maybe I'm gonna try it again once in a while. Yeah, well, I would say it's alright. And here, look at my plan. I'm actually here in the Mediterranean. I'm playing the Battle of the Mediterranean at the moment, and as soon as I reach this upgrade here, I'm definitely gonna change to the Type 7. And this is what I very much like, that they finally managed to implement the upgrade, the patch, the new version, and the DLC in a way that you could keep your save games. Yeah, it is alright, yeah. So, some friends here in the chat, they reported that they had quite some crashes since the update. But, well, on my side I never had any. Yes, actually it started it automatically, so I didn't quite have the choice. And what I never tried, or I don't know, is if you could just interrupt it and dive. I mean, if it would be realistic, you should need some lead time to interrupt it, to stow the torpedo away and on deck and close the hatch and everything. So, I don't know. We could check it right now. I don't. Shall we? Shall we give? Yeah, let's first see if we sink that guy. Yeah, the target is still too far. I'm actually hoping that I could sink the guy. I could convince them to strike colors. Ah, okay, that's good to hear. Good to hear that the crash incidents actually are reduced, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, well, I'm not quite sure whether I did use my AA gun since the update. So, guys, after your crew set the light signals that you are going to sink this ship, a commotion is quickly seen on the deck. The crew is leaving the ship. Good. By the way, what was the nationality? It's British, yeah, okay. So, they are abandoning ship, which is nice. And so what we're gonna do now is sending an away team to sink the ship. Holiday punch. By the way, let's give it a save. And send a team. Who's gonna go? Let's send Mr. Schneider, Mr. Grade, and whom else? The bosun, Mr. Schulz, and 7 crewmates. What a team, yeah. Some of the most common German names. Müller is missing. Schneider, Schulz, Müller. Yeah, you even see the Zodiac going to the other. Hey, Isley! Good evening. It's a pleasure to have you. I haven't seen for a few days. How are you doing? Ah, okay, new Diavolo season, yeah. So we go to the engine room and scuttle the ship without using explosives because we had skill. Here we are. Okay, yeah. So was it a DLC you had to pay for, or was it for free? Probably you had to pay some bit for it, right? Yeah, I mean, but I know that you are a long-term fan of the game, so pretty sure they don't do it for free, yeah. Pretty sure that it's worthwhile. So let's see, who do we have there? No officers in the first boat. What about lifeboat 2? 1, 2 officers. And let's get them on board. What about our stores? How much food do we have left? Could we afford to give them... Yeah, could we afford some charity? Yeah, I think we can. Boat 1. Give them some supplies. And here we are. And the boat 2 just as well. So, he is gonna live in luxury. There is only one guy left in that. Lifeboat. Alright guys, it was a pleasure to work with you. Thank you for abandoning the ship so freely, and see ya. Do we have the torpedo transferred by now? Ah shit, I think I interrupted the transfer, did I? Yeah, ah man, I did interrupt it prematurely. Yeah, but let's keep it like that for now. Yeah, Isley, nice to have you in again. So we had the update meanwhile. It's a week old, a bit more. Yeah, I didn't play so much in the last days because I was pretty busy at the job and had to get up early and things. But yeah, here in Germany we have a day off tomorrow on the 1st of May. And another sinking. Yep, we have the cute messages, so somebody has to man the radio. Please do so. Okay, so interrupting the loading process of the external torpedoes to internal. The interruption seems to be pretty quick, and that's not quite realistic. It should really leave you stuck on the surface for a while, I think. Yes. Yeah, and meanwhile there were quite a few updates, and what people just say is that crashes have been reduced and that it is working relatively smooth by now. So I hope that all of you guys could confirm that. Yeah, my plan is to carry on, and that's so great that the update and the DLC now allows me to play on with my old saves. That's great, and so yeah, my plan actually is to finish, to go further through the... Oh, that was a small one. That was a very tiny transport. Well, but... So, as soon as we reach this boat upgrade point, my plan is to actually do it and go for the Type 9. Let's get back home. I wonder if you could also pass through this passage, but at least the autopilot doesn't recommend it. Yeah, they fixed the purple eyes, yeah. Hey, Shredder, nice to have you in, but that's not good news, so, I mean, could you just, reinstall it then, right? Or any more severe problems? Yeah, give it another save. And yeah, it's time to get back home. So we still have one torpedo externally loaded. And let's do the time acceleration to get some miles. Oh, yeah.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Ich bin sehr müde.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Shall we do another hydrophone check? Yeah, let's do it.
Tauchen auf 50 Meter. Horchraum besetzen.
Okay, so Shredder, what was the problem? Just reading it. Ah, that's weird. Wow, okay, yeah, of course you could delete the game and reinstall it, but you would lose all your progress in your campaign, yeah.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Ah, you have it frequently. So you have it frequently that your save games get stuck. That's ugly. That's actually the first time that I hear of this kind of trouble. Yeah, and probably no need to ask. I'm pretty sure that you did reinstall the game in vanilla mode and everything. Are you playing with mods or vanilla generally? Yeah, that's ugly. That's too bad.
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter.
Okay, there we are at 50 meters.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff.
Mm.
310.
And another contact again. But, well, it might be fisherman just as well.
Herr Kaloin,
it is. Ooh, it says high speed. That's weird. So then it's most probably not a fisherman. Single O. What is it? I don't know. Call it O1.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten
High speed might be 11 knots. If they were going with 11 knots after 1 hour, they would be there. And us going flank speed brings us there. Alright. So let's finish the hydrophone check and then go for that guy and check it further.
Meter.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't want to be smart-assing or, well, not want to pretend that I am any kind of expert, but so did you uninstall the game? I mean, this might be something. I don't know how much mods actually change the game, and if you uninstall the mods, if they leave some changes behind. So, but maybe you did try that as well. If you could uninstall the mods and then actually delete the game and reinstall it or something like that. Yes, yeah, maybe that's also a good plan. Maybe it's just about, yeah, I mean, on the one hand that the mods are getting patched up, but yeah, if you haven't done it, it might be a good idea to completely reinstall the game, but I guess that you tried that.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Kurs setzen.
Bestätige. Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
So just 1 more minute until we are through with the 5 minutes of hydrophone check, and the crew will bring the boat back to the surface. And then we are gonna start the chase. I've been playing the vanilla game for many years, and only just a few weeks ago I started to install mods, and just carefully too. And if you play the vanilla, it's perfectly fine. The only mod that I do have installed at the moment is the Deep Leaks mod, which gives you this effect that the deeper you go, successively you start to get leaks, which feels quite realistic. I pretty much like it. Okay, interesting. Ship variations. That sounds like a nice mod which would not bear too much risk of kind of interfering with the game mechanics. So at the moment I only play the Deep Leaks mod, and before the DLC I also did play the energy management mod, device energy management mod, which is a great one. I just don't dare to really reinstall it because I have the impression that it was not yet updated to the DLC, and the upgrade. Yeah, it does take a bit of water via the drive shaft, actually. This is at least what I heard as an interpretation. And if you have, starting from 160 meters, your boat slowly takes a bit of water, generally. Yeah, periscope, drive shaft, yeah. And if you have the Deep Leaks mod, you have some kind of instant incident. So it might be that a pipe blows away and gives you a serious leak, which you can fix it. It's not that serious, but at least you get, now and then, you have a pipe blow away or a gasket give away. And this adds a lot of realism to the diving, from my point of view. Pretty much like it, and I'm having it here in the mod after the update, and it feels to be pretty stable. Now what time is it? It's 8:15, so let's go till 9:15. And then do another hydrophone check and check the position of that ship. Then. Okay. I wasn't going fast, but that's alright. So let's do another hydrophone check. 1 hour has passed by. Yeah, the sky is really more beautiful, but what I'm actually playing with dark nights. And this is not yet working. The nights are pretty bright. This is definitely not dark nights. Particularly as the sky is not completely clear but partly clouded. But the sky looks pretty nice. I really like it. Could only be a bit darker. The whole scenery should be darker, actually. I love to watch the diving process. The graphics are so great. It is, yeah, that's right, they corrected it a bit. It's even darker now. But for dark nights, it's still pretty bright. But they're, as usual, the developers are doing a good job. They are really working on the issues. And of course, you could criticize that they published the DLC and the update with so many bugs after having delayed it already for 3 months. But yeah, I don't know, it's a small development team and I love the game so much, I just can't hate them for it. Wow, that guy's really moving fast. 15 knots. Come on.
Kurs setzen.
Might even be a lone man of war. Under these circumstances, let's go directly back to the surface. And Mr. Grade, if it's your off watch, but nevertheless, I need you at the engines. So that's gonna be tough to intercept the guy. Let's see if we can do it.
Meter.
Yeah, I think we can.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Yeah, okay, this will give us a good interception course. Let's go flank for 1 hour. It's 20 past 9. Let's go until 20 past 10 or quarter past 10. By the way, let's give it another save to be on the safe side. And there we go. Flying speed. And yeah, just to confirm our data,
Tauchen auf. 50
please give me another hydrophone check. So the crew, off-watch crew running to the front compartment. I really love this animation. The watch crew manning the depth steers, Mr. Arles opening the valves, resulting in seawater streaming into our ballast tank. There it comes. First the fore ballast tank, then the stern ballast tank. Yeah, and we should be going down by now.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
We are.
Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Now.
Meter. Meter. Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 50 Grad. Herr Kaloi?
Mhm.
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter.
There they are.
Anblasen. Kurs setzen. Kurs setzen.
So this is a fast mover, and they, even if it were a merchantman, they are probably armed. And the armed merchantmen are really risky. Even a merchantman has better armament than we have if we do a surface attack with our deck gun.
25 Meter.
The bucks discount, yeah. Yeah.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Yeah, I'm
Neu, wir sind aufgetaucht.
such a big fan of this development team. Generally, there is so much good stuff coming from small, very small teams, while in the last 2 or 3 years we have been given such a bullshit from large studios. So quite a few disappointments. And small ones, they really make the gaming world turn round. Yes, it is, right? That's a big change. I think the other ones are just very simple games, and this one, that was a big impact. And I hope that they are really earning some decent money with it. Yep. Yeah. And they earn it. I always imagine a few guys, a few enthusiastic guys, turning their dream game into reality. And yeah, I feel very, very close to these kind of guys, and great. Even if they grow rich on our dollars, it's well earned. I hope that they grow rich on our dollars.
Auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
So now next. And what about us? Going like that. So what would be the distance for miles, and it's nighttime? So it should work like that without being spotted. Yes, Wolfpack. Yeah, I like his videos. Yep. I do watch him now and then. Quite like the stuff that the guy does. Now going flank again. It's 20 past 10 in the evening. Hey, wow, Pit. That's great. Nice to have you in. Good evening. Yeah, that's a decent raid. Wow. Thank you very much to Pit Pinsel, and welcome to you and all your followers. Nice to have you in. Yeah, before I started the stream, I had been watching your stream briefly, and I was actually wondering, have you been playing in first person? Or was it just while I was in the stream that you switched to first person? So when I switched what was watching your stream? You were just something like wading through the water until your until your arms still all underwater. So your submarine was just flooding, and you were doing all that in first person. Hi, Teku. Nice to have you in. And yeah, I've been doing the skipper mode once, and at least for streaming, it didn't convince me. I had the impression that it's a little bit, kind of not enough overview for the watchers, and also not for me as a player. Oh, wow. I wasn't aware, but you didn't in the past, Pit, did you? I think in the past you also did third person. I thought, at least, or did you always do first person? All the respect. So skipper mode, I guess, it is, right? So we are just chasing down a contact, which is quite a fast mover. It's going with 15 knots, and still I hope that it's a merchantman or tanker. So we are in a relatively okayish position to intercept the guy. It's nighttime, so no risk of being spotted, as long as they are not men of war. So here we are, 1 hour, and let's give it another hydrophone check briefly.
Tauchen auf 50 Meter.
Yeah, what do you mean with that they reduce the realism for third person? So one thing is that the Dark Knights are not Dark Knights anymore. That's what I definitely see. Are there more effects where they actually did reduce the difficulty level?
Aktuelle Tiefe 5
Auf
Meter.
E-Motoren wechseln.
Yeah, as for me, I am going for this Battle of the Mediterranean mission set at the moment, and I am up to reaching the boat upgrade point and then actually switch to the Type 9 in my long-term campaign. Which is actually so great that they made it possible to continue your campaign, your safe games. Before we got that message in January of the delay, I was pretty sure that I would have to stop my old saves because they would be not compatible, not working with the update. But, well, there was this small sentence in this message that there was the delay till April, which gave us all hope that we could continue with our old saves, and they made it true.
Wenn sich die Sonne neiget.
Okay, so why don't I get a contact? Mr. Henrik. please.
Schraubengeräusch.
Yeah, there they are.
155 Grad.
And they are pretty much exactly where I have guessed them to be. So we are in a good position right now and ahead of them. Yeah, we could just stay here and wait for them to approach. Let's give it a save. Yeah, I love the first person actually. That's so atmospheric. Graphics wise, these guys do a great job.
Aktuelle Tiefe 55 Meter.
So what's the situation? Still have quite a bit of torpedoes. Staring at sub walls all the time, yeah. Yeah, if you're doing the skipper mode, you have some alternatives. You also get this cross-sectional view. So the skipper mode is, I think it's a good kind of compromise.
Alarm! Handelsschiff in Sicht! Peilung 155 Grad.
Yeah, guys, you can step away from battle station. We don't need that at the moment. And let's go for periscope depth. They are coming in. They are coming in.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
By the way, let me pause the game just for a minute or make it super slow, and I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, the Mediterranean is actually the complete... Okay, alright. So, have a good late night dinner But thanks for raiding. That was great. And maybe see you later.
Aktuelle Tiefe 20 Meter. Herr Kaloin, wir sind auf Seerolltiefe.
Yes, all right.
Blick eingesteuert.
Still 5 miles away, but so that would be 20 minutes for them to reach me.
Kleine Fahrt, voraus.
Herr Kapitän?
Pretty high speed. Let's give it a save. And then turn down the engines and just wait for them to pass by.
Alle Maschinen, Stopp.
So that's 5 minutes. They might be somewhere here. Yes, closing in. Fast, of course. Another 5 minutes.
Herr Kaloy? Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
So come on now. Somebody at the periscopes, somebody at the torpedo calculator, and what I completely forgot was to check the maintenance status. Not good. Torpedo tube 3 gets the first maintenance.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
What about torpedo tube
Wie lauten Ihre
2?
Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Let's go for tube 1,
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
please.
Sie ist als erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Ja?
Come on. Alright, so which one is it? Give me a guess. Is it a C3? I think it is C3. Would be my first guess at the moment. It's British. Velocity seems to be something like 15 knots, pretty fast. And what about the distance? Pretty rough at the moment, but maybe something like that.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren.
And so it
Entfernung
is
zum Ziel.
60 degrees.
3 Meter.
Torpedo 1 gewartet.
60 degrees like that. So that means the angle on bow would be 26. Still a pretty shallow angle, and they are coming in fast, of course. So what's the situation of the torpedo maintenance? Torpedo tube 3 needs maintenance. No, 2.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 3, 0, 3, 5 Meter.
55 degrees.
Links. Gegnerfahrt. 1, 5 Knoten.
Thirty. They are coming in.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Doesn't look too bad. Do we get some better info about the distance? It's so hard to do that. Steady meter in the darkness.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 2, 5, 7, 6 Meter. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, better depth keeping, please. To make sure that we don't breach the surface. Broach the surface. So maintenance is alright by now. So we have electric, steam, electric.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel. 1, 6, 5, 9 Meter.
40 degrees now. Angle on bow. 46.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung 1417 Meter. Lage 49 Bug links.
The draught is 7.3, so I would give the torpedoes a depth of 7.5. Angle on bow 55. But come on, this looks more realistic, does it? And now I need to fire.
Rohr 1 bewässern.
What about the distance? Give it a correction. Now we do get a good estimation.
Kursunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 1070 Meter. Winkel 88 Bug links. Los! Rohr 3 bewässern.
Rohr 3 bewässert.
Los! Rohr 2 bewässern. Los! Ja. 60 Sekunden bis Torpedo.
Okay, oh come on, this is a miss. This is a miss.
30 Sekunden. Ja. 20 Sekunden.
This is a miss as well.
Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 10 Sekunden bis Einschlag. 30 Sekunden. Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg. 40 Sekunden bis
I didn't check the depth. Come on. Fingers crossed
Sekunden.
that the depth is alright.
30 Sekunden.
Yes.
20 Sekunden.
And maybe we're gonna score a second hit as well. Yes. 2 hits. There they are. No fire on deck. Hey, why so many torps on one ship? Yeah, I'm playing on maximum difficulty level, so I have to do all the figuring of the attack values, distance, velocity, angle on bow and everything. And so this is what I always do. 1 to the bow, 1 to the center, and 1 to the stern. And what you saw was that the first torpedo actually went astray, and the second 2 did hit. So that's a safe thing then. This is why I always do these 3 torpedoes. Fore, middle, stern. In the hope that one hits. Yeah, exactly. because I'm never sure. There's always some kind of margin for errors in all my figures.
Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
All right.
Anblasen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 10 Meter.
Get to the surface and save the game. The crew has left the ship, or is leaving the ship. And my overall hit ratio is not too bad.
5 Meter.
Like if you see it here, torpedoes hits, it's a 60% torpedo accuracy hit rate. So with this strategy, I'm not too bad, actually.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloy, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Yeah, you're talking about my my periscope, my hundreds of meters periscope, is it? Which I actually didn't use this stream once. Yeah, Isley. The 500 kilometers periscope. Yeah. Haven't been using it on this stream a single time. Yeah, but now and then I can't resist and actually do use it. Yeah. Okay, the target is still too far.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
One torpedo is still on the way. Let's just hope that it's not gonna hit us. Yeah, what Isley actually is talking about, it's this one here, where you could actually zoom in on enemies and recon them pretty easy. But yeah, sometimes I quite like that view for the sake of giving you viewers a bit of an overview. And of course, it's a bit of cheating. And well, actually, I'm not talking about max difficulty. I'm talking about almost max difficulty. Because like I showed in the beginning, what I've definitely tuned down is here, this one, damage difficulty I did put on medium. It's just too tough for my taste. If you go on high there, the depth charges are really killing you. Yeah, medium is actually default. That's what the developers say, yeah. Yeah, by the way, Dekiko, I'm sure I do mispronounce it, right? So thank you for joining. Thanks for giving your comments into the stream. Welcome. A pleasure to have you. Hey, come on, when do we get the contact? So where is the wreckage? Is it there? Radio transmission. Who is doing radio transmissions at the moment? Ship is under attack. Empire treasure torpedoed. Yeah, okay. But that's a bit late. Let's report that to the headquarters. It's another... Yeah, that should be quite a bit of tonnage. Could be that this is something like 7,000 tons. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's great. That I got that rate from Pitt, exactly, yeah. Yeah, Pitt is actually doing all in first person, right? So, yeah. I pretty much like the first person. It's so atmospheric, but for my taste, it's a bit tough. So I pretty much enjoy to do it in the slightly more relaxed way with the cross-sectional view. Hey, why don't we get the target? Ah, by the way, we could briefly check. I think we should have done the first part of the mission of the Battle of the Mediterranean. We are above 50,000 with that. Very good. Let's give it a save. Come on, where is the wreckage? I want to pick up the lifeboats. Or do I really want it? Come on. Let's ignore it. Let's just see that we get back home by now.
Diese Koordinaten setzen. Halbe Fahrt voraus.
And allow me to be AFK once more for 1 minute. again. So it's the middle of the night, so maybe that's the right time to get my outside torpedoes to the inside. Where do we have it? It's here.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Herr Kapitän? Natürlich, Herr Kaloy. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
What is okay? He's actually deciphering some kind of interrupted message. Let's see what comes out of that. Nothing, actually. Yeah, that's great. I love it that they have made it a bit more realistic, having 2 torpedoes of the 4 storage being external. Ah, nah, come on. Don't want to have all these T5 torpedoes. I want to have the other torpedoes there.
Torpedo Rohr 1 gewartet. Torpedo Rohr 2 gewartet. Rohr 1 entladen. Rohr 1 geladen. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Bestätige. Herr Kapitän? Ich Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Yeah, so that's the long leg to get back home. Yeah, on the map it looks like that we are so close to the shore, but it's pretty far away still.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Yeah, that was a long mission, so we received new orders via the radio, and then we rearmed and restocked and refueled at Salamis. And it turned out that the Salamis port is so terribly shallow that I would not like to go there again.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Yeah, the weather is pretty good and constant here in the Mediterranean. Pretty stable.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Betrachten wir es als erledigt, Herr Kaloy.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloy. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Bestätige. Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Natürlich, Herr Kaloy.
Yeah, almost back home
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
in La Spezia,
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
where das boat never was able to arrive. Yeah, nice. It's nighttime again. O'clock. 2 o'clock.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
10 miles. Do we already have eyes on some lighthouse? This might be a lighthouse, but it might also be just a star, which is close to the horizon. You never know. I think it's the lighthouse. Let's see.
Herr Kaloy, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern.
Hey, come on, we should have eyes on the coast, shouldn't we? Yeah, there we are. It was just kind of a loading delay. Alright, there we are coming in. Maybe we should reduce speed a bit.
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
Yep, there we are.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Okay, these auto courses are sometimes pretty close.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Pretty small port to navigate into. But beautifully modeled like any port. Shoals ahead, yes, of course.
Herr Kaloin, wir haben unsere Position erreicht.
All right, there we are. Now let's check. What is our mission results? Okay. Mr. Arles repaired a leak in the galley, repaired critical leak in the bow torpedo room. Okay, so I still have the violet eyes. We just had it in the chat, hadn't we? Mr. Lamprecht. Empire Genevieve, Empire Barbados, Empire Lightning, Annandale Tanker, Empire Steelhead. So was it 6 ships that we finally sank? So we reached the campaign objective for that. For that first part. All right, keep up the good work. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, nice. 6 ships sunk. That's all right. So this is quite opposite to what you experienced in the Arctic Convoys mission set, where you ran into enormously large and enormously well guarded convoys, and here I was running one by one into unguarded merchantmen. Hey, Kiwi. What do you mean with no? It's alright, isn't it? Yeah, the eyes. Yeah, the eyes are still there. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, the eyes still. No, let's give it a save. And ooh, what a beautiful noise. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Kiwi. That's very much appreciated. Yeah, still not fixed completely, yeah. So now let's see. Yeah, well, I think. Is it really hardcore? Well, it's pretty high percentage difficulty level. But for me it doesn't feel hardcore. It feels like nicely immersive gameplay. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So when you say it's bedtime, I guess you are from Europe, just as I am. Around here it's 2 o'clock. And I'm living in the Frankfurt area. So when you say it's bedtime, at least I can be pretty sure that you're not from the US or from Canada. The food, yeah. Ah, Ukraine. So do we have a time difference? So around here it's 2 o'clock. Do you already have something like 3 o'clock in Ukraine? I would guess that it is at least 1 hour of difference. 3 o'clock. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you. So, all my best wishes to Ukraine. And have a good night, and thank you very much for the follow. And it would be a pleasure to have you in the stream again. I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow, and so this is my standard streaming days: Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and when my work schedule allows me, I'm doing more streams over the week. But at the moment, my work schedule actually doesn't quite allow. But yeah, anyway, gonna stream tomorrow and on Saturday night, and I would be glad to see you again. So have a good night. Now the question actually is whether I should send the crew to a shore leave. We have a fatigue level of 14 by now. And we have finished that first part of the missions. What do you think, guys? Should I send the crew to shore leave, or should I try? I could also try to go on with just all these different types of food and do one more mission. I am a little bit hesitant what to do. Yeah, if I would send the crew on a shore leave, it would be something like 3 weeks, actually. Then no. Yeah, come on. Alright, then I think we could do one more mission without shore leave. Yeah, I agree. So, let's do a bit of inventory management. And what about our stores here? That's alright, but torpedoes. I don't want to have all these T5 torpedoes. Yeah, we will see. Let's. By the way, what could I do about. Yeah. So let's go for the port menu. And what about the flotilla? So, the Chief of Operations.
Ich bin Korvettenkapitän Ulrich Reuter, erster Admiralstabsoffizier beim FDU Norwegen. Im Auftrag des BDU übernehme ich die Einsatzbesprechungen sowie die Zuweisung der Planquadrate im Arktischen Ozean. Ist Ihr Boot seeklar?
Okay, that's a bit weird. Mr. Ulrich Reuter from Norway for the Arctic. Nah, that's a bug, is it?
Gute Jagd, Herr Kommandant.
Yeah,
Willkommen,
let's
Herr
go for the
Kommandant. Ich bin
quartermaster.
der Quartiermeister der Flottille. Ich bin für Vorräte, Munition und technische Ausrüstung Ihres Bootes verantwortlich. Sagen Sie mir, was Sie benötigen.
Yeah, same for me. I like that one. I pretty much like how they did it right now. It's pretty more individual from port to port, only that we had this little bug with the Norwegian guy. But generally, I pretty much like it, yeah.
Jawohl, das steht derzeit zur Verfügung.
So, the items are alright. Now, torpedoes. External bow torpedo sternage. Yeah, that's fine. But what would I like to have here? T1, T3, T1, T3, T3, external, T3, T1, nice. Yeah, we could go like that. Refuel. What about the ammo? Did I fire the flak gun? I think I didn't. Did I fire the deck gun? No. No provisions. Yeah. Get on sausages like that. And maybe go like that. What about the equipment? I didn't use any of the equipment, so that's fine.
Sonst noch etwas, Herr Kommandant? Sehr gut. Kommen Sie zu mir, wenn Sie etwas benötigen, Herr Kommandant.
So rest in port until we have all that stuff on board, which is a few hours. Loading. Give me a minute. Give me a minute of being AFK again.
Fahrt voraus.
Ah, no, don't. Ah, fuck. I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to. Ah, come on. I wanted to check the inventory of the boat. I hate this.
Koordinaten setzen.
That's pretty. Ah, come on. Okay, that's not nice. What do I have to do to check the boat without leaving? I just wanted to check the stores like that. Go to port menu.
Langsam
Nah,
voraus.
no. That's shit. That's bullshit.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Yeah, what's actually happening is that I just wanted to check the stores of the boat, and it made me leave my position right away. I undocked, and I just wanted to get to the boat view to check the stores in detail. Yeah, okay, nice to hear that I'm not the only one who
Diese Koordinaten.
has these troubles. And that's not very nice. I would still like to have that opportunity to check the stores directly in the boat without leaving. And yeah, let's check. Maybe I'm just not doing it correctly. And I think it was different in the past, last weekend. I think I did it like that. without leaving. Yeah, the crew discipline is pretty down. I mean, it's 100%, but I have that high fatigue level. And so that was why I was considering going for a shore leave, but finally decided to do one more mission before I send the crew for shore leave. I have 4 different types of food, so maybe I can actually do it like that.
Kleine Fahrt, voraus.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
So when I once went to the port menu, is there any possibility that I could take a look at the boat in detail again?
Ja, Herr Kommandant. Was benötigen Sie? Gute Jagd, Herr Kommandant.
Willkommen, Herr Kommandant. Ich bin der Flottillenadjutant. Ich kümmere mich um Personalfragen, Versetzungen und die Zusammenstellung Ihrer Verstanden. Ich werde Sie umgehend registrieren.
Yeah, thank you very
Sonst
much.
noch etwas, Herr Kommandant? Sehr gut, Herr Kommandant. Kommen Sie jederzeit zu mir, wenn Sie
Guten
noch etwas
Tag, Herr
benötigen.
Kommandant. Was kann ich für Sie tun? Sehr gut. Kommen Sie zu mir, wenn Sie etwas benötigen, Herr Kommandant.
Der Atlantik ist unerbittlich, Herr Kommandant. Aber die Briten sind es auch. Versenken Sie Tonnage, bringen Sie Ihre Besatzung heim und wir werden gut miteinander auskommen. Genug der Formalitäten. Was kann ich für Sie tun? Sehr gut. Gute Jagd da draußen, Herr Kommandant. Guten Tag, Herr Kommandant. Einige Männer haben sich Sehr gut, Herr Kommandant. Kommen Sie jederzeit
Ja, Herr
zu mir, wenn
Kommandant.
Sie noch etwas
Was
benötigen.
benötigen Sie? Gute Jagd, Herr Kommandant.
Herr Kommandant.
So what
Gut,
is
Sie
this one?
wiederzusehen.
I'd
Was
like
führt
to
Sie zu mir?
request new orders. What is this one? In this view, you should be able to, and I think you were last week. Did they change this? Did they actually make it worse with an update? I think last week you were still able to watch your boat in detail. Come on, that's really a disadvantage. I would like to see the boat, the inventory, the torpedoes and everything, but I can't. I just can go to undock and then I'm leaving. Flotilla, yeah, okay. And now where could I get this view of the boat in port? We can't. I think we could get that one when I did play last week. That's not good. That's really uncomfortable.
Herr Kommandant, Gut, sind Sie Ihres derzeitigen Bootes überdrüssig oder hat es schon bessere Tage? Gibt es noch etwas, das Sie benötigen?
Guten Tag, Herr Kommandant. Einige Männer haben sich... Sehr gut, Herr Kommandant.
Okay,
Ja, Herr
then
Kommandant, ein Blick auf die Karte, Herr
new
Kommandant.
orders.
Wir haben aktualisierte Aufklärungsdaten zu den Nachschub.
Battle of the Mediterranean.
Hier sind die
More Battle of the Mediterranean.
für Ihre nächste Feindfahrt.
This one is high difficulty with small number of vessels anticipated. It's all about small number of vessels anticipated. Yeah, the battleship, yeah. But I usually don't go for man of war, actually. Okay, I didn't know that. So you say it might be a good idea to check Alexandria.
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
Yeah, let's go for this one. Let's go for this one. Okay, yeah. Gold mission? Reminds me of Star Wars. Gold 1. Think I'm gonna go for this one. Let's go for that one.
Gute Jagd, Herr Kommandant.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, let's go for tonnage, exactly.
Kurs setzen.
Yeah, leave it in port. Maybe we could give it some acceleration.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Yeah, this port of La Spezia, it's pretty small, pretty cramped. A radio transmission again. Alexandria. Yeah, wasn't there Alexandria? I just a few days ago I restarted watching The Walking Dead. That series. I actually stopped watching it for something like a few years, and just 2 days ago I continued, and I remember that there was something about Alexandria. I'm actually there watching where they do this all-over assault against these Negan guys. And, well, something like 3 or 4 years ago I was pretty bored by that one and actually stopped watching, and just recently I went back to the series and I still like it. I recognized that I still like it. Yeah, being an enthusiastic DayZ player as well.
Torpedorohr 1 gewartet. Torpedorohr 3 gewartet. Torpedorohr 5 gewartet. Torpedorohr 4 gewartet. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
And there we are on the way again. Okay, alright, since January you did 400 hours in the game. Respect, yeah. That's quite a bit. Let me check, by the way. How many hours do I have in the game? Okay, I do have 1188 hours in the game, which is a bit, but I'm playing the game since since it came out, actually, since many years. So big respect when you did 400 hours in the last 4 months.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Yeah, that's definitely no Dark Knights.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Zeit für eine Auszeit.
Time for a break, okay. Take it if you need it. And yeah, the same for me. Time for a break. So, yeah, I had a pretty busy week at work, and I think I have to turn in now. So thank you very much, guys, for sharing your time with me. It was a pleasure to have you. So, aus Norman, thanks for being in. Dekiokie, sorry, I just can't pronounce it. Dekiso, whatever, you know that you're meant. It was a pleasure to have you. Great that you dropped in. Kiwi, same for you. Great that you were in. And I was so glad to have Isley back in the stream again. And Pitt, I think Pitt went to bed, but thank you to Pitt for the raid anyway. And Shredder, don't know if you're still in. If you are, have a good night. Holiday Punch, same for you. Not quite sure if you are still there. If you are, it was a pleasure to have you in again. And always great to see you. So guys, have a good night. And yeah, I have to turn in. 20 minutes to 3 around here. Have a good night, guys, and hopefully see you in my tomorrow stream. Bye bye.